Hey guys, I'm at the Woodshed Barber, and today, let's talk about the Stylecraft
Saber. No! It began with a bloody S!
So guys, I have waited for this one for a while. Every single time I tried to order it, it was out of stock. Of course, the release at first was the gold one, which just was not for me. But I finally got it in. Stylecraft Saber. As you can see, I've already got my rubber grip on it. It's just what I do. But before I get into that, let me go ahead and address the scenery change. So the name Woodshed Barber comes from the fact that whenever COVID hit, it kind of made everything flip for me. I was working at a different place. They closed down. They were not going to be open for months and months and months. And so I already had the barber chair at home. I decided to build my barber shop in my woodworking shop in my garage. And so I've turned it into this kind of weird man cave in a way. I'll give you a tour here real soon. So I've been trying to think about how to change things and make it more cohesive with the theme of the Woodshed Barber. So I've got my tool wall. You can see my chisels, my saws, my clamps, all the kind of stuff around me, my planes. I've decided to throw up some of my old barber tools, just as to make it a cohesive thing. So I've got my woodworking tools, my barber tools. Now the ones I use are on my station, but these are some of my old legendary ones. Like I've got the 76, I've got the Model 10, both my old seniors, my old master. I've got a lot of old tools up there. So it'll be conversation pieces, and actually one of them is going to be in this video. So stay tuned for that. The Saber, the only thing I would say I do not like about Stylecraft is this whole pre-order to get type thing that they do. Whenever I have the money to get a tool, I'd like to know I can go get that tool. If I can't get it, I mean, I know they say just pay for it and get it whenever they release it. Yeah, but that could be months. And that's just not what I like to do. But luckily for me, the local Cosmoprof had it in stock. I got it. So anyway, guys, let's get into this, and let's get into
More power, Rabbit!
the Saber. Has got a high torque digital brushless motor that produces 7,500 RPMs. Now, digital brushless motors, if you think brushless motors, think of your FX clipper, your FX3 trimmer. They produce a very high torque, high power, high RPM motor that's strong, but it also produces a very quiet motor, and that's why this thing just shines and is probably one of my top list trimmers of all time because of that, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But it also has 4 hours of runtime. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, not because it's 4 hours of runtime, they don't make charging difficult for you. It comes with a charging stand. It even has, and this is something that I've noticed with Stylecraft and Gamma, their lower quality stuff, not lower quality, but their lower tier stuff is what has the USB charging. So with Stylecraft and Gamma, you get into their higher tier stuff, like their Xergo, their Mythic, their Apex, you don't see the charging option for a USB. This one is by far, in my opinion, their highest quality of trimmer they've ever made, and you can charge it with a USB. It's a great power option as far as what that power is. Now, 7,500 RPMs. I think Babeless is the first that kind of really captured that sweet spot for us with the FX trimmer. There's something between 6,500 RPMs to about maybe 8,000 RPMs, which is just this nice sweet spot for trimmers. It allows the clipper to be fast enough to mow through, but also is not too fast to where it doesn't grab the hair. So it's this nice sweet spot, and with this trimmer, guys, it is just top-notch power. I think maybe the blade is the reason it does not bald out as well as my FX3. My FX3 has got a big, deep tooth blade, and it is great for just mowing through stuff. This does not bog down, but it doesn't bald out as much because of that, I think, is the blade. But the blade is purposeful for a lot of other stuff. I think that this is as far as power goes and what it's capable of doing, this right here might be the best complete all-around trimmer. So, power, guys, I gotta go 10 out of 10 on this one. I will say this is where I think Stylecraft nailed it. They've simplified things. You know, in a world of trimmers always trying to be this or be that, they've really kind of went back to a very simple shape. If you look at it, it's kind of like a rounded off square. It's kind of got this blockish feel to it. And one thing's, the top thing on this is the fact that it's a metal body. A metal body trimmer, it just feels, you know, I mean, I'd hate to drop it because of the blade, but it feels like if I drop it, you know what, it might scuff it, but I don't have to worry about it cracking or breaking. This thing's solid. And it's not like, unlike the, you know, the Low Pro FX, it's not just like a metal cover. The entire thing is metal. But it's not too heavy. It's not too heavy with that, which is impressive to me. It is a little slick, which is my complaint with probably just hit the mic.
I'm Mike Tyson.
I feel like if you hit me, I would probably love it.
My complaint with a lot of stuff is it's slick. I don't know if I've got just hands that don't grip well or what, but it's got that nice black surface, and because it's metal, it's a little slippery, so that's why I did do this. Size-wise, the way it compares with everything else.
Just say when. Just say, seriously? Are you serious?
That's it next to the FX3. You can see it's definitely fatter. It's shorter. But of course, this right here is a different beast on its own. So let's compare this to the Low Pro. It's about the same height as the Low Pro, but it is thicker and it is fatter. Next to the Evo. This Evo is a little bit taller, but definitely more narrow. Now, one thing about this that caught my eye was this shape, this size. If you guys watched my Andis GTX EXO trimmer review, you might have heard me say, well, this kept the same look, the same feel, but flattened it down a little. It's what we were used to, but it doesn't mean just because you're used to it, it can't be improved upon. They could have made that smaller. This is the shape. You know, if they could have just kept with the Andis look, this is the shape and size that I believe the Andis T outliner, the cordless T outliner should have been. This is a great, comfortable shape. I've got big hands. I'm a big dude. Even then, I mean, super comfortable. It doesn't feel like there's a part where it's uncomfortable to hold. It's a very, very comfortable trimmer. It feels good in the hand. Design. I also like the fact that they put a big circular, oh yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's crazy. A big circular button in the middle reminds me of the Xergo, which is, as you guys may remember, might be my favorite fading clipper. I love that thing. So as far as design on this thing, guys, let's go 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10. Design, nailed it. So it comes with the Black Diamond X Pro wide blade, and it also comes with the One cutting blade. Now, I've seen to have better luck with gold blades for some reason. So I may end up changing this out, because to me, when it comes to the Gold FX blade, even the Precision Gold blade that's on my Evo, it just seems like they slide better. It seems like they don't drag as much, even though I've had zero drag from this. So I don't know, I may be shooting myself in the foot if I do that. But this pairing is damn near flawless. I mean, for one thing, you can hear how quiet it is. It's insane. It's powerful. One thing I've noticed, some of my guys who have very sensitive, very thick, coarse areas on their beard underneath, even of the best of days, the FX blade, FX3 blade, everything, the detail blade, everything will eventually end up snagging the hair under there. This thing, I use it on my client with the most sensitive beard. I mean, sensitive skin, thick beard, tough area to cut. And just like it's nothing, goes right through it. I asked him, I was like, is this pulling it all? He goes, no. It just feels like you're just like sliding something metal against me. That's it. So, I mean, as far as the expectation of a blade, I don't think you can get better than that. And it came out of the box hitting like this. Unlike the FX3, which bit a little bit, unlike some other trimmers that, you know, you have to scoot the blade up, this came out perfect. It's kind of hard to argue with. So guys, blade, 10 out of 10.
And touch the sound of silence.
For you younger guys who are maybe newer to the game, you probably don't recognize this tool, but this is the Andis T-Edger. Now, this is probably, gosh, I've had this, it was my dad's before it was mine, so I mean, this has been in my family for probably a good 30 years. It used to be an ugly tan color. I painted it kind of this metallic black because I didn't like the way it looked. But for those of you who don't know, some of the older corded tools, it was crazy how quiet they could be. Whenever I first turned this on, the first thing I thought about was this trimmer. And let me show you why. You got that sound? And you got that sound. They're almost the same pitch, almost the same volume. It's crazy that we've gotten to the point where we have a battery-powered, 4-hour runtime, high torque, high efficiency motor that can be that quiet. That just blows my mind. And so that right there may have made sound a permanent part of these reviews I do, because it's that impressive that the technology has gotten that good. So guys, I mean, for sound, that's, shoot, let's call it an 11 out of 10.
Because the way that my bank account is set up, the thing is, I got a checking in the savings, but all my money is in the savings. I don't think my card is gonna go through.
So guys, the cost on this is simple. It's $179, which is kind of par for the course for what we expect a trimmer of this quality to be. You look at its counterparts, you've got, I think the Instinct trimmer is like $220, $230, something like that. You've got the FX trimmer, which is $179-ish. Sometimes if you get like the influencer editions, they're like $189. You've got the FX3, which is one of my favorites, at $179. You've got the Low Pro FX at $149. It's on the lower end. At $179, this is what you should expect. This is a great trimmer, and it is without zero regret behind getting it. And those other trimmers I just listed off, yeah, they don't come with charging stands. So, except for the Instinct, it does. Quality, plus the fact that you get a stand, you get these other options, charging capabilities, the quality of the build with that metal body, I'd say this is a 9 out of 10. So, cost, and yeah, it's up there for some people, but let's be honest, it's worth every dollar you put into this. It's worth it.
What time is it? Game time! Woo!
So guys, the performance on this thing, like I said, for sensitive beards, amazing. For punching in lines, I mean, it creates such a crisp, nice line. Mowing through bulk, honestly, if I didn't have the FX3 here to show me what I prefer with that, it would be just as great. It's just that this right here has kind of taken that job over for me. One thing I will also say, and this is a little bit about the blade, but for me it's about performance, because having a trimmer that hits the way this one does, balls out the way this one does, and on top of that I can still use it with kids, like even getting those little fine baby hairs off their ears, like actually combing their hair over their ears and just actually not being scared to touch the ear. That's how good this thing comes set up. And I don't know if it's just Stylecraft, their quality, their QC or what, but the way their stuff comes to us, now that I think about it, I don't know if I've had to adjust a blade that came on a trimmer from Stylecraft. I mean, I adjust the ones that I get that's new that I put on, but I don't think I've had to take a blade off to adjust it to have it. I don't know. I can't remember that. But this is a little test I want you guys to try out doing. Take your Babyless, I'll take both of mine here, and just take your finger and just kind of go across the top right there. Just take your finger and just go across the top. That steel blade, it's a little rough on the FX3, but with the Gold FX, it's also the same kind of, it's got some roughness to it. And this is the same way with the Precision blade, the X Pro blade with them. Taking my finger and sliding it across, it almost feels completely smooth. It's just very impressive. I'm definitely amazed by that, because the ability to be a sharp hitter, to do all that and be good enough and gentle enough for sensitive beards and going around kids' ears, and since it's so quiet, that you can move around there and they're not startled. This, I mean,
simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
it's that good. So guys, overall, the Stylecraft Saber. I am very reluctant to ever give anything 10 out of 10. But with these scores all averaged up, there are some 9s in there. So I'm going to say a 9.5. It is, I'm going to say this, if you're needing one trimmer to do everything you need it to do, here you go. Get this one. They have a gold option, they have the black option. I'm very impressed with what Stylecraft has done, what they're doing. There's a couple things as far as their production I've got some question marks around. We've seen a lot of copycats. And here's the thing, there actually are no such thing as copycat clippers. There are manufacturers of clippers that will sell the same design, same motor, same everything to other companies to put labels on. So I'm not saying Stylecraft is perfect. They've not innovated everything themselves. But I've not seen a copy of this yet. We'll see. But even if so, it doesn't matter. Copycats don't matter. All that doesn't matter. This thing is amazing. So, you guys looking for your first big dog trimmer or your next big dog trimmer? Here's the big dog, and guess what? It doesn't bite. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching this. Thank you. Please subscribe, like, comment down below. I'm loving the idea of building a community of just, very humble people trying to learn, trying to get better as barbers. I think that there's enough egos in there's enough egos in this business to not add any more to it. So guys, I appreciate you. Stay humble, and as always, I'll check you on the next one.